الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين صدق الله العظيم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. By the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa jalla wa ala, we have this blessed opportunity which we self get very seldom, spending these days beginning of the solar year calendar in the masjid or in the retreat, whilst trying to establish one's connection and relationship, making it stronger with Allah Jalla Majduhu, and learning the real success. And mashallah, this is this second day you are practicing and learning how to establish or strengthen the belief, which is the second article of faith, amantu billahi wa malaikatihi. You see, the problem is that we are engaging ourselves in unnecessary arguments, theories and others, and we've left the very basic and foundation. When we were 4 or 5 years old, we learned amantu billahi wa malaikatihi. But what was it for then, if we are not going to build upon that? That's what the important thing was, the most important thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to have connection. We went to other details and unnecessary things, even those matters about which we will not be questioned on the day of judgment. But these things and beliefs and foundation of Islam and the 5 pillars and do's and don'ts are the things which we will be questioned about. So once we attach ourselves and connect ourselves to the foundation of Iman and Islam, alhamdulillah, then a person benefits. So before, in the first session, we were discussing that in these days as well, and in many times, through the ages, humanity, people want success, approval, and fame and name and acceptance, that people, how many people like me, how many people love me, how many are amongst people. And people try in their own way. But as I said, that even if they do get a large following, or people say we are fans, really they have not honored you as such, as a human being or as a person, but they are honoring something which you have, money or a skill or something else, but not that you are a good human being, a good servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have a goodness in you. But for entertainment purposes, they like certain things. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned about this in one hadith, which I mentioned earlier on in Arabic as well, and narrated by Imam Bukhari, and also in little bit more detail by Imam Muslim. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم إن الله إذا حب عبدا دعا جبريل. That Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala says that the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam says that when Allah loves a servant, a person, a worshipper. He called Jibreel and he says, verily I love this person and you should love him. Then Jibreel alayhi salam loves him and makes an announcement in the heavens, in the seven skies and amongst the millions and billions angels that Allah loves this person and you should love him. Thus the dwellers of the heavens love him and he is honored on the earth as well. The angels of the skies, the sama dunya, meaning the earthly sky, they give the same message and make this announcement in the angels who are living on the face of the earth. So this is what the Prophet ﷺ said. But we were dealing with the question that the hadith starts with when Allah loves a servant. That who does Allah love, then what we need to do that to become a beloved of Allah? This is a question. And I mentioned that in one of the interaction, spirit, like you are having interaction with angels and others. This is narrated also Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabagh, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani, that they saw the angel Jibreel alayhi salam near his dwelling place, Sidratul Muntaha. तो फरमाते हैं सैयदना अब्दुल अजीज़ दबाग रहमतुल्लाह अलैह के रूहानी दुनिया में सिदरतुल मुंतहा के पास जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम को देखा. He had multiple wings, बहुत सारे आपके पर थे. Then he turned into a human being. Because to honor and to respect actually that these are human beings and they are not used to seeing such forms that which will boggle their mind. Even it comes in the Sahihain that when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Jibreel alayhi salam, I want to see you in the real form, when first time he alayhi salatu wasalam saw him, Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was so much impressed or overwhelmed, as though he fell on the ground. Because he says that actually he saw a mighty being sitting on a throne like a king, and all the heavens and the horizon filled with it, and such a almost Prophet Islam went unconscious. So he few times in his lifetime saw him in the original form. Normally he would come, as you have heard, in the form of Sayyidina Dihya Kalbi radiallahu anhu, who was one of the most beautiful, handsome companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Jibreel chose to come in his form. He was very, very, very handsome. And also he is known as the Yusuf of this ummah. He was so much so that he used to keep a veil on his face actually. The people who saw him, they became captivated. Women who saw him, they became captivated. So he used to keep a veil most of the time. Such beauty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him. So no wonder Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam would adopt that form many a times. So they asked Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, "Oh Jibreel, you are the lead of Allah's angels, have led Allah's execution of Allah's divine system, the wahi to Anbiya. Many people in the world follow the teachings, philosophies, how to become successful. Some are studying these new age philosophies of how to actually attract wealth, how to attract wealth, how to manifest your desire, law of attraction, law of earning wealth, law of attracting honor." तो उन्होंने सैयदना जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम से पूछा कि आजकल यानी लोग जो हैं वो जैसे आज की दुनिया में भी वो कामयाबी, दौलत, शोहरत, इसके लिए बहुत सारी थ्योरीज, फ़लसफ़े, जिन्नात, अमलियात, चीज़ें तो आपके जो अल्लाह ने इल्म दिया है, हिकमत दी है, आपको सारी कायनात आपके, यानी all this earth and heavens are under, he's been almost everywhere, at least in these galaxies. So what is your advice and to attract success? So he began with saying that firstly, he said the people of dunya use some teachings to attract success in this short worldly life, but at the expense of akhirah. How can you label this success? How can this be deemed a success in life, when, as I gave you example before, that if you know a business will do good for 1 year and then it will go in debt, who will say it's a successful business? A government will be successful in the first year and then it will go away. They will be all in the prison, in the dungeons. Who will say these people of government who want to go in successful? Who will call this marriage a success? That 1 year it will be very good, and 1 year, yes, your marriage will last, and after that it will just actually be destroyed, or it will break up or fall apart or anything. Who will say this is success? Success is that whole life the marriage stays, whole life the business stays. That is success. So where is your whole life? This is partial life, this is tiny life. The real life will extend, and so success is really when you are successful in your whole life, not a very partial, small, and then for 1 day you enjoy and million years person is battered and punished and tortured. That's not a success. As you've seen, yes, you can build an empire, become multi-millionaire, billionaire, but the problem is that you are going to leave, or that property or money will leave you, or you are going to leave. So how can you say it is success then? Even though you apply all these theories, you become famous, end of the day you are going to die in the hospital, lying in the bed, or in the house, and 1, 2 days, 3 days will come on the news, such a such film writer, such a such person, player, who was famous, today he died in hospital at the age of 85. 1, 2 days it will come in the news, and end of the story. End of the story. No one now wants to look and see and think. Now people have new, actually, stars and things, new rising stars. They are gone forever. So how can you deem that actually success? This one of the inventor of this iPad or Apple, actually, his life as well. How can it be successful? Yes, you are using his money, is being used by others, but he was not a successful person. His family life was not intact. When he died, he was upset. He could not be cured from cancer. Today you think things can actually, money can buy cancer. Family life not successful. At least finances could not help. And because he was very much against this Microsoft company, he said, I will spend all my wealth to destroy these people, this company. That is a kind of restlessness. If you read his life, he said these sentences, that I will destroy this because they've copied me, because he thought, and to some extent it is true, that the Microsoft Windows idea was copied from him. He was the author or inventor of that, and he did a case in the court. But they still continued, and somehow so he was very much against. He said, I will spend my penny. I will become bankrupt, but destroy this company. He was so restless in the heart, in spite of having all this money and things like that. So the icons which you are aiming for, You want, oh, this person is a gangster. There are many sitting in the prisons now actually, in their cells. Ask them what this life is. So a person should think and use some neurons and cells of their brain. That's why they are given to us actually to assess, to compare. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again and again. Shaitan also, actually, the story is mentioned. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ أَضَلَّ مِنْكُمْ جَبِلًّا كَثِيرًا. How is it that Shaitan misleads you more? You don't have any brain, O humanity, O human being. Ya Bani Adam, have I not given you any aql? Have I not given you any intellect? أَفَلَمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Shaitan has more than you? No. He doesn't have more than you, he's just using it. And ours is, what will I eat in the morning? When will I sleep? What will I wear? And things, people are, shayateen have advanced in their sciences, and other people are advancing their sciences, the businesses and everything. And we are fighting over little bit of piece of land here, there, or house, property, benefits, things, etc. So as they say, petty people engage in petty things or fall out for petty things. So Jibreel alayhi salam firstly said that I would say that even though, let's assume they are not, even though they were somehow, they attracted something, but how can you label it as a success when actually this is a failure? So he further says that firstly, the true law to attract success from Allah's system is that which leads to success in both worlds, dunya and akhirah. He said the real principle, the real law should be the one which will lead to success in both worlds, in the whole of the life. That will be real success. Not the law which actually makes your childhood or your youthful success and then it's failure. Me and you understand that we do not like those things which are short-lived. Why we buy good quality that we think it will, oh, has it got guarantee? 5 years, 1 year? Yes. And if you know already that before you go home it stopped working, who will say this is a successful product? So before we go in akhirah, we have destroyed our life actually. So how can we say successful? No. So then he says that he mentions this method, this wonderful method. He says, all of the creation, sari makhluk, was created to first serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To worship Allah. He said all the creation in the heavens and earth was there to serve and know, glorify. Where a creation reflects the qualities of Allah, then the creation will also serve that person according to the depth and level of Allah's qualities reflected in that person. He says that there's sifat of Allah. If you want success, bring the effect of the qualities of Allah at human level in you as well. And to the extent you will bring those effect of those qualities in you, the creation will also serve you as well. The other creation will serve you. So let's say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is generous, you bring generosity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forgiving, you also instill this quality in you. So the more the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reflected in you, the more successful you will become, and creation, dunya and akhirah will serve you. Grave will serve you. Qiyamat will serve you. तो फरमाया कि जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम ने कि क्योंकि हर कायनात अल्लाह से मोहब्बत करती है, युसब्बिहु लिल्लाहि मा फिस समावाति व मा फिल अर्द। अब अल्लाह की सिफात का असर उनको जिसमें नजर आएगा तो सारी मखलूक उस पर उमड़ आएगी, दूसरी मखलूक भी उससे मोहब्बत करना शुरू कर देगी। लेकिन वही तो अल्लाह पाक फरमा रहे हैं ना, मैं फलां बंदे से मोहब्बत, क्यों अल्लाह पाक मोहब्बत करता है उसी का बयान आगे आने वाला है। To such extent that he says, when one has reflected certain number of qualities of Allah, then Allah announces to me to love the person, and then all creation in all realms become attracted to this person like a pull of a magnet. अब वो अपनी बात बयान कर रहे हैं जो नबी अलैहिस्सलाम बयान फरमा रहे हैं कि जब किसी बंदे में सिफात इलाहिया का असर, सिफात इलाहिया का अक्स जो है वो नज़र आना शुरू हो जाए तो अल्लाह को उस बंदे से मोहब्बत हो जाती है। इन्नल्लाह रफ़ीकुन व युहिब्बुर रिफ़्क़, इन्नल्लाह जमीलुन व युहिब्बुल जमाल, इन्नल्लाह करीमुन व युहिब्बुल करम। कि अल्लाह is knowledge, he loves knowledge. Allah is gentle, he loves gentleness. So he loves, so when these qualities are reflected, that is when Allah loves the person. And when he loves the person, then he says to me, O Jibreel, you love, and every other in realm, even the fish in the sea, the trees, the birds, the animals, not only human being actually they have free will. Allah does not actually interfere as such to overwhelm them until the time of death he has given. But all other creation, angels and others, they actually, and also those who have clean heart, those human beings as well. To such an extent, the unseen world pull becomes so strongly attracted to the person, the veils between the human, that person, and the unseen can no longer hold as a barrier. So it is lifted. This is what is experienced as a grand opening, Fath Kabir, for the person. This person is as if he is living in dunya, but actually he is living in akhirah. He says that so much so that when Allah loves the person, that even the veils between unseen and seen are removed from him. And that is when happens. It is known as Fath Kabir, the great opening, when akhirah and the unseen world with these physical eyes, others, becomes evident for you. And spiritual eyes. And it says that so dunya, the person is living in dunya, but in actual fact, it's as though he's living in akhirah. So he said that our concept of success and attraction, if you want to attract, if you're asking the question is that attract success to the people of dunya is only to do with how one thinks. So the normal people who will say, the philosophies, they say that think and you will become successful. But the real law of success is not to do with thinking only, but rather Allah's system looks at action and amal as well. Not only that actually you keep thinking good, but not doing good. There are specific qualities that if reflected in a person will give him accelerated access to Allah's divine system, so a person can use it to benefit in this world and the next. He said there are, to begin with, 5 specific qualities. If a person internalizes them in his life, he will begin to attract success, and Malaika will love him, creation will love him, Allah will love him, Akhirah will love him, Jannat will love him, the Qabr will welcome him. But then a person can build upon it because he is giving advice as such. So it's his method. Because normally in the worldly terms, when they say, okay, you think like this, you change your mindset, but they don't focus so much on actions as such. But here, there is both thought and action. तो सैयदना जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम फरमाया कि अल्लाह पाक कब मोहब्बत करता है बंदे से, जब अल्लाह पाक अपने सिफात का अक्स उसमें देखता है। और शुरू करने के लिए कामयाबी 5 सिफतें बंदा अपने अंदर ले आए, तो उसकी कशिश, कायनात की, फरिश्तों की मोहब्बत, अल्लाह पाक की मोहब्बत उससे होना शुरू हो जाती. So ये 5, so I will mention them 5 briefly. So it has 2 components. One is how to think, how to act. Each quality has 2 aspects. How to think, हर सिफत का एक सोच के साथ तल्लक है और अमल के साथ तल्लक है. बस वो आप अपने अंदर लें, देखें क्या होता है. वही जो हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम फरमा रहे हैं, अल्लाह पाक जब मोहब्बत करता है तो फरिश्ते जिब्रील अलैहिस्सलाम, when Allah loves, he calls Jibreel and says you love him, and inhabitants of the heavens and the earth, creation, that's what's called success now. So there's so many, but actually Jibreel alaihissalam mentioned 5. You can also do. One is, he mentioned wishing well for others, wanting goodness for others. Wishing well for others. This is a quality that you want goodness to others. Like we mentioned in that hadith as well, that you heard that when a person even prays for his brother, sister, anyone in his absence, Ya Allah, give him this. He wishes good for it. Ya Allah, give him success. Ya Allah, give him wealth, give him health, etc. The angel is repeating, same to you, same to you. Oh Allah, bless him with this. So this means the system starts working. So whatever you wish for others, goodness, if you were a well-wisher, is as though the system has activated. So how you do it in 2 levels, body and mind. How does the body help others achieve and reach their lawful goals or where you have reached? So some people say, oh, I've achieved it's not normal. It's not normal to achieve. It's impossible to achieve what I have. Well, the thankfulness is then make it possible for others. Don't now become stingy with the knowledge or techniques and the methods and things, and like tortoise, don't actually put everything in the shell back. Meaning spread like a flower, give fragrance, let others benefit. You will receive more. We know little bit some success or anything, no matter it is something on petty thing, something on sale, like for example, sale lagi hui hai. So many people won't tell others, so that they don't get actually a good bargain. Or they'll go and buy everything which is good, and then they tell that go, there is sale on there. And when you see people fighting over little things, socks and jackets, and they fill all trolleys with them like mad, it shows that they're not going to use it or anything. They're going to put in the cupboards and going to remain there. Nowadays, anyway, people have so much filled cupboards that actually they open and things start falling on them. So this means they're not used. It is just actually the stinginess, they are poor at the heart. This poor person is poor in the heart. As the Mashaykh say, who is the rich person? Who doesn't want more, who doesn't have greed for more, who doesn't have greed. Yeah, you can want more, okay, there's nothing wrong. But having greed, that I can't sleep, or if I see somewhere something actually then keeps me awake, etc., etc. So that person is poor. So अमीर कौन है? हजूर अलैहिस्सलाम की हदीस की रोशनी में, जिसको मजीद की ख्वाही लालच ना हो, जिसको और का लालच ना हो. और गरीब कौन है? Who is poor? Who have greed for more. He can become a king, but he is a beggar. And if you want to see king and beggar in one place, that's it. Outwardly king, inwardly beggar. And some people are poor outwardly, but inside they have richness, as Prophet Islam said, لَيْسَ الْغِنَى بِكَثْرَةِ الْمَالِ. The richness is not the richness of increase in resources, but it is the heart. Some people are rich, they have anything or not, they want to give, they are a giver. And others. So help others reach their lawful goal. Jibreel Islam said, with the body you should do this little bit. If you are a successful businessman, successful, for example, taxi driver, successful instructor, successful teacher, successful marketeer or whatever, make it easy for others. And with the mind, he said, how does the mind engage in this quality of well-wishing for others, welfare of others? Pray for them sincerely and want goodness for them from the heart as well. Empathize, sympathize, not you lie. But when a person's heart is not sound and healthy, even you help some people, if they are not purified, you will think, oh, they will become thankful, he's my relative, I'm helping, this is my brother. They become your enemies. Rather than being thankful, people are surprised, oh, I helped this person, मैं तो इसकी बड़ी मदद करता हूँ, तो ये मेरा दुश्मन बन गया है, ये कैसे हो सकता है? वो ऐसे है कि अगर तो बंदे में बंदियाई है, तो जो आप मदद करते हैं तो उसमें शुक्रगुजारी आज पैदा होती है, भी मैं शुक्र करूं. अगर उसमें शैतानियत है तो जब आप उसको देते हैं, वो कहता है ये कौन होता है देने वाला, मुझे होना चाहिए था, तो उसको और गुस्सा चढ़ता है और उसका हसद और चीज़ें दुश्मनी बढ़ती है. So if there are two types of people you give, like sometimes people ask this question. One is you will give he will become thankful, appreciative and humble, and he will pray for you. The other is also poor, but if you give, you are feeding enemy. The more you give, the more jealous he is. Who the hell he is to give me? I should be in his place. So he will look for opportunity to stab on the back somewhere. And he will do that. And you will think, well, how can this? Well, this is the situation. That's why Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu or some pious man said that beware when you do good deeds as well. Firstly, don't want thankfulness. La nuridu minkum jaza'an wala shukran. You don't expect no one can harm you. It is more, the hard time comes for those people who expect thankfulness and acknowledgement. Have you received this? Have you received this? And this adds fuel to the fire. And then you hear sentence by आप मुझे दे रहे हैं, दे के शान जितला रहे हैं, etc. etc. So anyway, very simple quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah wants goodness for the creation. He said, Ma yafalullah bi'azabikum. Allah does not want to punish. What will He do? What will He get benefit from punishment? In shakartum wa amantum. If you are thankful and you believe, and no, He wants to bless you, goodness for you. Even shaitan, you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him. He himself became curse for himself. He brought curse upon himself. Allah did not create him as a devil. Allah created him in a pious jinn, a normal jinn. He used these qualities in one way or the other. Second is, he said that love of Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. He said, with the body, how do you express that? Obeying the commands of Allah and His Messenger, and in the mind, to do actions for Allah and think positively, husnul dhann billah, positively of Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. So the mind, you have husnul dhann, thinking, because actually Allah wants goodness for you. So if you are hardship, it's not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is your own doing, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everything he said was for our goodness. So physically obeying the command, and to love, that is physically doing it, so to love Allah and the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. What will be the effect? Jibreel said the effect will be that dunya will serve you. When you are serving Allah, dunya will serve you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in one of the previous, one of the meanings of hadith Qudsi, أوحى الله إلى الدنيا أن أخدمي من خدمني وأتعبي من خدمك. Allah sent a message to dunya, O dunya, serve the one who serves me and destroy the one who serves you. So, यानी ये मैसेज, ये दुनिया को अल्लाह ने हुक्म दिया है कि जो मुझे मकसूद ज़िंदगी बनाए उसकी खिदमत करो, और जो तुम्हारे पीछे दौड़े उसको जलील करो. एंड इफ यू वांट टू सी पिक्चर, ये देख लें दुनिया में लीडर और दूसरे जो दुनिया के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, पता नहीं चलता कि जलालत मतलब यानी किधर से आ रही है. जूते और कई चीज़ें, और मतलब मखलूक के भी और यानी फरिश्तों के भी, और हर ही मतलब जलालत को इंतहा, और उनको समझ नहीं आ रही कि भाई हमारे साथ हो क्या रहा है. पैसे भी हैं, चीज़ें भी हैं, बाहर नहीं निकल सकते, कहीं अकेले जाके खाना नहीं खा सकते, कहीं अकेले स्ट्रीट में नहीं निकल जा सकते, पार्क में सैर नहीं कर सकते. कैसी जलालत है. Because why? They are actually going after the wrong thing, meaning actually they, instead of serving Allah and the Prophet Islam, they are serving dunya and themselves, so things have become against. And the first thing he said, the effect, if you wish well for others, the first thing which he said, for others, by wanting goodness from the heart and doing, helping them, the effect which the other mentioned, the angels will pray for the same well wishes and goodness which you want for others to this person, and Allah will fulfill the person's need. So this is the law of attracting goodness, according to actually Jibreel alayhi salam. Third quality, he said, Allah is shukur. Allah is appreciative. He appreciates, he acknowledges even little bit of good which a person does. One day in the hadith is mentioned that people will be in hellfire for no matter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows for how long. And now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to Jibreel alayhi salam or the angels that take everyone out who even have a mustard seed equal to a mustard seed iman, which is the smallest seed, very, very small, like a grain of sand. So Allah values even that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala values every tear, every footstep, every time you were tired, each pain, headache you have, anything you have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala values that. So your sins are forgiven, you are in a different phase, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses. So He is shakur, He is appreciative, very comprehensively, absolutely of every small thing which you do for Him. So this is quality of Allah. He says that you also adopt this quality of thankfulness. With body, what you do? Share the blessings with others. शुक्र गुजारी कैसे करनी है? सिर्फ ज़बानी नहीं, शुक्रिया शुक्रिया, यानी अमली तौर पर मखलूक के साथ यानी नेमतों को उनको शरीक करना अपनी नेमतों में, इसको शुक्र गुजारी कहते हैं. नेमतों में उनको to actually give them, share the blessings with them, उनको भी कुछ दो. सिर्फ ये है ना उनके सामने अपनी नेमती दिखा के ज़बानी शुक्रिया ना करे, ऐ देखो जी अल्लाह दा शुक्र है मनु बड़ी अच्छी गड्डी दी है, चलो उन्होंने मोटरसाइकिल ही ले दो. जिसको दिखा रहे हैं उसको बेचारे के पास मोटरसाइकिल भी नहीं, उसको और उसका दिल परेशान कर रहे हैं. शुक्र करना, अकेले बैठ के 2 नफल पढ़ के शुक्र करे अल्लाह का. उसके सामने तो रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम मना फरमाया कि किसी के पास कोई चीज़ ना हो और उसके सामने वो चीज़ें नहीं दिखानी चाहिए. ठीक है, इस्तेमाल करें. इफ़ यू हैव ब्लेसिंग, यूज़ देम, but don't show off them in such a way that you're breaking hearts of others. You are putting other people in depression. You're putting other people in actually inferiority complex. So shukr is to share actually with them, give them a share in that blessing in some way, so that actually they feel something happy. So Jibreel alayhi Islam said that being thankful with the body means to share blessings with others. Allah ne di hai khushi, to khushi दूसरों को भी शरीक करें. And with the mind, he says that to know you are undeserving of any blessing and that the source is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says with शुक्रगुजारी दिमाग के से क्या है कि ये सोचना कि मैं किसी नेमत का मुस्तहिक नहीं. I am not deserving, I do not deserve any blessing. It is fadl and grace of Allah who is bestowing. This is shukr from the mind, and with the body it is obedience and actually sharing that blessing, be it knowledge, be it wisdom, be it a consultation. Some people ask you. With some people you have to share sabr because they are behaving badly in a ill way, in a bad way, in a foolish way. तो जो बंदे जहालत के साथ पेश आए, बेवकूफ़ी, बदतमीज़ी, उनके साथ क्या शेयर करना चाहिए? उनके साथ सब्र शेयर करें. वो सब्र भी एक खजाना है, that to share that with them. Hilm कहते हैं, to actually tolerate, resilience, to tolerate actually, to not to react actually. So it depends. For some people you share goodness with, happiness with, and with some people you have to share sabr with. He said the effect will be that Allah increases the blessings and the angels protect the person from any loss. इस शुक्रगुजारी का असर ये होगा, that the effect would be that Allah will increase blessings, because if you don't with the mind you are thankful to Allah, with the body you are sharing blessing with the creation, Allah will increase and the angels will protect the person from any loss. That's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in one of the hadith. One person complained, he said that I do good to my relatives, they do evil. They want evil, they wish evil, they want me destroyed. Many of you would be thinking, they seem familiar in your case, but that is actually the reality. So the Prophet ﷺ said that if you're really doing what you are saying, that you want goodness for them, you are good with them, you keep joining ties, they keep breaking and they behave actually in a bad way, he said, then know that Allah will protect you from all loss, whatever they intend to inflict on you. Malaika yahi baat ho rahi hai. Because Jibreel Islam knows what the angels do, because he is the leader, he is the general. He knows his foot soldier, his generals, his majors, everyone. So he says that yes, this person who is thankful by sharing blessings and also thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we increase his blessings, ni'mas are increased, plus he is protected as well. Fourth thing he said is the quality which should be the effect of Allah's quality. What is the quality? Al-Mutakabbir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest. He is the real Akbar, meaning actually the greatest, who know all greatness, wherever it is, comes from him, and he is Al-Mutakabbir, that is his sifa. And what does that demand from us? For us to be humble and humility. Fourth thing is ajzi inkisari. क्योंकि अल्लाह तो इस सिफत से पाक है, अल्लाह तो बड़ा है, तो फिर हमने जो है अपनी आजी. So how do we become humble? He said with the body by serving others. Serving others. You shouldn't feel any hesitancy to serve others, opening door for others. If opportunity comes, helping others, serving others. This is humility. And with the mind to think others might have a better akhirah or a better end than you. Others are better than you because you don't know yet. So you to think good of others. That yes, existently I am have some qualities, but in the end this person might have some hidden treasures, hidden virtues which I do not know, and I might have some hidden imperfections which I don't know myself. So you can never decide. Don't be Maliki Yawmiddin. You read every day. Who is Maliki Yawmiddin? The master of the judgment. Who is it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the person who says, oh, you are going in hell, he is better than, he is worse than me, etc., etc. I am better. That person is acting to be Maliki Yawmiddin. And Allah said that judgment belongs to me. You don't need to judge people. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in one of the hadiths that if you want to say someone is very, very good, someone very decent person, very pious person, he said, don't say he is pious. Say that in my opinion, in my knowledge, this person is good. Because when you give a categorical statement, he is good, it's as though you are referring to Allah, that in Allah's knowledge he is like that as well. So there is so much care and caution one should take actually. And he said the effect of this quality to serve others and to think others are better than you, what will be the effect? What will come upon with you? What will you get? What's there for you? He said that for you it will be Allah will raise your rank. The angels cover this person's faults and sins, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises the rank of this person. So imagine that's what people want. They want our ranks to be raised and our faults are not covered, and they pay so much actually to cover anything. But here you are. That's the way to do. And fifthly, last quality he mentioned is, he said, gentleness. Gentleness, narmi, rifq. As Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Inna Allah rafiqun. Allah is gentle and He loves gentleness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gentle and He loves. So that quality is reflected in you. How? In speech. How? To speak with gentleness. Soft tone, with words, soft words that do not cause distress and agony and pain to others, meaning not to torture others, not to say, pass on sarcastic remarks or like swearing and others, but speaking, using your tongue in a gentle way. That's what you can do with the tongue and with the body language, to give full attention and lower one's body language in the presence of actually a believer, a person. So with the body language, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he used to, it comes in the Shama'il, that when someone wanted to say something, he would extend his ear to him, and he will not take his blessed head away until that person have finished. Many a times the Sahaba said that we were sitting in the masjid and there was time for prayer and one person was speaking and the prayer time was that, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not actually interrupt the person. And when he would speak to someone, he would turn his full face and body towards that person, will not leave the hand of the person. And this shows actually that the gentleness, actually, the giving attention and lowers one by being humble, gentle in dealings with people. So to do things that do not cause distress in a person. So in the mind, to consider other beings, others well-being, others people's well-being, यानी दिमाग में क्या सोचना, लोग दूसरों की भी बेहतरी सोचना कि इनके साथ मतलब क्या हो रहा है, वो कोई तकलीफ में तो नहीं है. In like the Prophet ﷺ, even he said, I would shorten the prayer because of children, mothers, women, weak person, that he would shorten the prayer. So thinking of others' well-being, emotionally and spiritually, when dealing with them. And in action, what you do not cause distress, embarrassment to the person with the body language, speech, speak in gentle words. This is to reflect gentleness towards creation. If you do that, Jibreel alayhi salam said, effect will be Allah beautifies this person and the angels support this person through tests and hardships. So Allah makes that person beautiful. That's why you will find that many people physically, they might not be the most beautiful, the most handsome, but people love them because of their gentleness and their... Allah Azza wa Jal even said this regarding the most handsome ever created being about the Prophet ﷺ, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. That, oh my Prophet, if you were harsh, even though you are so handsome and beautiful, still people will not be around you, as they now actually like a magnet, they are actually around you all the time. It is because of your gentleness. فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ, forgive them. وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cover for them and give them attention. وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. So this is what we sometimes lack. So these are the 5 qualities Jibreel alayhi salam said that if you have, you are attracting success, wealth, honor, acceptance, fame, name, glory in dunya and akhirah. Again, I summarized. One of it is love of Allah and the Prophet, giving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala priority, the Prophet ﷺ priority, making them the center of your life. The effect will be the dunya will serve you, the creation will serve you. Wishing well, wanting goodness for others, the angel will pray for you the same things you will get, whatever you want for others. Third, he said thankfulness, and effect will be your blessings will increase and angels will protect you from loss. Fourth, humility, the effect will be Allah will raise your rank and the angels will cover the person's fault. And fifthly, gentleness, and the effect will be Allah will beautify and create love of this person and he will be loved by actually people. That is one of the reasons why people come to awliya Allah even after their death, in the mazarat, and when they are living, rather than other people, government officials or such people of knowledge, such only people of knowledge who give fatwa, muftis, they know. Why? Because they are mostly telling them straight, actually, do this, don't do this, you are sinful, you are going in hell, you are going to do this, etc. They've got not much interest in the person. And the government, they just want the law and order and that's all. But awliya Allah, through the ages you will see people are flocking, seeing, sitting, and even on their graves people are going for these reasons, that the creation loves them. Secondly, they were gentle and they were accommodating, they would understand people, they will accept people as they are and then create a bright future for them. And what others do, they condemn you, why you are here, why this happened to you, why you've been doing this, etc., etc. They put the person more down on the earth actually. So what will happen to that person? The awliya Allah, pious and righteous, they accept the person. They know how he is now, so they accept him as he is, and then create a future, a bright future for them, showing them actually how they can actually revive. So like a seed, they can come out again. They don't judge as people, because they know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better how their end is going to be and others. So this quality is, so that is why actually also this helps in family life as well, and in other lives, that a person have these qualities. So mashallah, this is the advice of Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, and it is one of the wonderful thing which one can do is trying to manifest and become a mazhar of the sifat of Allah. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, Sibghat Allah wa man ahsanu min Allah, that become colored in the color of Allah. Allah does not have any color. What is the color of Allah? Meaning the sifat of Allah. And 5, some of them Jibreel alayhi salam mentioned to begin with, and they attract actually success and real success in dunya and akhirah. Allah Pak mujhe bhi aapko bhi tawfiq ata farmaye. So those who are interested, those who want, you have already been taught the course of Tazkiyah, the path of Tareeqah Muhammadiyah, and the 5 amals. That is the process through which these things can come in you, one by one, gradually. Jazakallah, mashallah.
Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, we now will go into a zikr majlis, and what I'd like all the brothers to do is stand up, get your blood flow going again, because you've been sitting down for too long. We're not going to take a break now. We'll have a break after the Durood majlis. So stay in this room. And for those of you who've already learnt and are very confident, we should all be by now.